ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ಸರ್ವರಿಗೂ 78ನೇಯ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರೋತ್ಸವದ ಹಾರ್ದಿಕ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ಹಲವಾರು ವೀರ ಮಹಾಪುರುಷರ ತ್ಯಾಗ, ಬಲಿದಾನ ಹಾಗೂ ಹೋರಾಟದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಸಮಸ್ತ್ರವನ್ನು ಗಳಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ಹೋರಾಟವನ್ನು ಭಾರತೀಯರಾದ ನಾವು ಗೌರವಿಸಬೇಕು. ಇಂದು ಬಾಣಂಗಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾರಾಡು ತಿರುವುದು ಭಾರತ ಬಾವುಟ, ವಿವಿಧ ಮೂಲೆಯಿಂದ ಹೊಮ್ಮುವುದ ದೇಶ ಪ್ರೇಮದ ಭಾಷಣ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ದೇಶದ ವಿವಿಧ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಗಳ ಚಿತ್ರಣ. ಒಂದು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ, ಒಂದು ಗೇಯ, ಒಂದು ಗುರುತು, ಅಖಂಡ ದೇಶ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂವಿಧಾನ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಾಭಿಮಾನ, ಭಾರತ ಗೌರವ, ಭಾರತದ ಹೆಗ್ಗುರುತು. ಬನ್ನಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತಾಂಬೆಯ ರಕ್ಷಣೆಗಾಗಿ ಶಪಥ ಮಾಡೋಣ. मंच पर उपस्थित सभी महानुभाव, मंच के सामने प्रस्तुत नवमंगलूर बंदर के अधिकारीगण, कर्मचारीगण, CSF के अधिकारीगण, कर्मचारीगण, LMPS स्कूलों का छात्रगण, अध्यापकगण, प्रिंसिपल्स, ई-मीडिया के दोस्त, सभी को भारत के 75 स्वतंत्र दिन के संदर्भ में मेरा हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. झंडा ऊंचा रहे हमारा, विजयी विश्व, तिरंगा प्यारा, सदा शक्ति बरसाने वाला, वीरों को हर्षाने वाला, मातृभूमि का तन मन सारा. We always believe nation first, always first. Above everything, above us, nation is very important. As you all know, in the year 1857, Maharshi Dayananda Saraswati, he started the first freedom struggle. Mangal Pandey, you all may be knowing, he made the acceleration, he gave the spark to the first freedom fight. Then that spark became a Mahasangram, it became a big revolution. Then followed the actual freedom fight which gave freedom to the country. On this occasion, it is our duty to remember the great leaders of our nation like Rani लक्ष्मीबाई, तांतिया तोपे, राम प्रसाद बिस्मिल, अश्वक, चंद्रशेखर आजाद, भरत सिंह, राजगुरु, सुखदेव, तिलक, नेताजी, गांधी जी, नेहरू जी, अंबेडकर जी, सरदार वल्लभभाई पटेल at the national level. And also at the state level, it is our duty to remember L.S. Hardikar, T. Subramaniam, Kitturu, Chennamma, कमलादेवी चट्टोपाध्याय, निट्टूर श्रीनिवासराव, KG गोखले, कर्नाड सदाशिवराव, रानी अबक्का, and so many great leaders from the state of Karnataka. These great leaders, they sacrificed their life, they sacrificed their property, they sacrificed their future generations, so that today we are all enjoying the fruits of freedom. You are able to speak freely. You are able to follow the religion which you like. You are able to do the work which you want. These are all the fruits of freedom. Otherwise, for more than 300 years, we were ruled by foreigners. And that's the reason our progress is slightly slow compared to the rest of the globe. But still, as you can all see, as you can all feel, in the past 75 years, India made a great progress. Whether it is free skies, whether it is easy telephone connection, whether it is ease of living, whether it is computer revolution, whether it is job potential, whether it is GDP growth, on every front within these 75 years, by following a path of public-private partnership and equally important to public sectors and private sectors, India made a great progress in 75 years, which is comparable with the rest of the globe. ದೇಶಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಒಗ್ಗಟ್ಟಿನಿಂದ ಹೋರಾಡೋಣ, ಶತ್ರುಗಳ ಮೆಟ್ಟಿ ನಿಂತು ಮುಂದೆ ಸೋಗೋಣ. ಈ ದಿನ ವೀರ ಯೋಧರ ನೆನೆಯೋಣ, ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಸ್ಮರಿಸೋಣ. Very important to remember the great leaders who have sacrificed their life for getting the freedom to the country. As you all know, India is a country with 130 plus crores of population. We have around 356 million youth. We had to make use of the energy of this 356 million youth in a very positive way. We want to become a country of $5 trillion economy by 2025-27. We want to become $40 to $60 billion economy by the 2047 Amrit Kaal. All this is possible when you are able to streamline, channelize the energy of our youth. The students standing there, you are the future of the country. It is the duty of the teachers to teach them what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is your responsibility to society. It is the duty of the teacher to teach, because the child spends more time in the school rather than in the house. And if the teacher tells, it gets into the brains of the children very fast. And between the age of 3 and 12, it is the formative age. It is our duty to ensure that our children are properly grown up, properly educated, and shown the right path, what is good, what is bad. If required and is required, we have to teach them the religious book. Religious, I don't mean any particular religion, any religion. All religions teach good only, no religion teach bad. So please teach the children regarding your own religion. Please tell them what is good for the society, how to contribute to society, and how to help the mankind is very, very, very important. Now coming back, our country wants to become naturally $40 to $60 trillion economy. We want to become number 3 or 2 or 1 position so that we can help the rest of the countries in the globe. We don't want to become superpower just because we want to rule the world. We want to become superpower because we want to help the mankind. And as a part of this, if you want any country has to develop, that means the GDP growth of the country should be good, so that the per capita income of the people of the country is comfortable, so that they can have a ease of living, comfort of living, and happy living. For this, we have to improve our exports. If you want to export and import, there is a port. The port plays a very important role. Unless you reduce the cost of transportation in the export, you will not become competitive. That is how, that is why, and that is where the ports have become very, very important. In our own country, if you see the past 10 years, 2013-14, our capacity was 800 million metric tons, and now 1629 million metric tons, the capacity of the major ports. And the major ports are handling 555.49 million metric tons in the year 2013-14, and year 2023-24, we handled 817.98 million metric tons. Similarly, non-major ports, the ports which are not governed by the central government and which comes under Indian Ports Act, under the jurisdiction of the state government, they also are playing very, very important role. The capacity of non-major ports has improved from 600 million metric tons to 1055.55 million metric tons, and the cargo handling by the non-major ports has increased from 417 million metric tons to 721 million metric tons. Coming back to our own port, New Mangalore Port Authority, I am very proud to say in the year 2013-14, we have handled 39.36 million metric tons, and in the year 2023-24, we handled 45.1 million metric tons. Profit after tax 10 years back was 66 crores. 66 crores. Profit after tax 10 years back. Now the profit after tax is 372 crores. 372 crores. More than 5 times the port in the past few years has increased the profitability. That is the amount of hard work we are doing, and that is the rate at which our port is progressing. And I am proud to say in the next year, that is the financial year 24-25, we will be getting a profit after tax of 450 crores, not less than 450 crores. And next to next year, after the Golden Jubilee year, 550 crores. That is the way in which we are proceeding. I am proud to say that year-over-year growth of Mangalore port is 10.2, and we stood at number 2 position among all the major ports as far as the cargo growth is concerned. The operating profit, the operating revenue of the port is 862 crores. 862 crores is our operating revenue, and we bagged number 3 Tech Award for last 8 years. We are getting consecutively, and we stood number 3 position as far as the implementation of Hindi language is concerned. The port is progressing in all the fronts, whether it is digitization, whether it is automation, everywhere we are moving forward. What others can think, we are thinking today and we are implementing, whether it is under vehicle scanner, whether it is RFID, whether it is CCTV cameras for long range, whether it is automation of your way bridges and modernization of Malya Gate, modernization of KK Gate. What people think tomorrow, we are thinking today and we are implementing. That is why we are keeping always one step ahead. And I am proud to tell you that 2025 is going to be the Golden Jubilee year. We are going to complete 50 years of our dedicated service to the nation. And this year, in the 50th year, we want to complete the KK Gate modernization. We want to complete 150 bedded hospital. The hospital is meant for the public of Panambur and Mangalore under the direct control of central government, so that we can cater to the people. And while doing so, the position, the interest of the employees, retirees is well taken care. They will continue to have the referral system as usual. So they have the best of all the treatments, they will get it required. Then upgradation of CCTV cameras, online material movement. When the material moves from one end to other, we have fully digitized it, and modernization of street lights. And first time we are getting the robotic firefighting system. Firefighting is done manually, but if you have the robots, robot can go near to the fire, it can detect where the source is, where the problem is, and it can go and stop the fire. Because humans can't go there, whereas the robot can go. That also we are implementing. And I am again happy to tell you that NNPA is ISO 9000, 14000, 45001 port with ISCS supplements. We are 100% solar, and we will continue to do our best. And we want to move from major port to smart port to mega port in the coming years. And I am very sure once the connectivity problem is solved across the ghats, we will be hitting 55 to 60 million metric tons of cargo, and very soon they is not far off when we are able to handle 70 to 80 million metric tons, and all because of the hard work of our employees and dedication of our officers and stakeholders. ಪಸರಿಸಲಿ ತಿರಂಗದ ಕಾಂತಿಯಲ್ಲದೆ ತೊಲಗಲಿ ಅಸ್ಯಾಂತ ಅಂಧಕಾರ ಎಂದೆಂದಿಗೂ ಕೆಳಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಎದೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜನಗಣಮನ ಗೀತೆಯ ಜೈಕಾರ ಸ್ವಾಭಿಮಾನ ಮೆರೆದ ನೆಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತು ಹೇಳಿ ಆಗಲಿದೆ ಭಾರತ ಆತ್ಮನಿರ್ಭರ. ಜೈ ಭಾರತಾಂಬೆ, ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್.